Now we are ready to go with the next bout of the evening. One of the much anticipated, and this is featherweight contest over 6 rounds. These two boxes are boxers to watch. So we are waiting to witness what is going to happen, because the two trainees are boxers who are indeed here tonight to live out to the billing. Now this is an 8-rounder featherweight contest, and introducing officials for this bout. Judge 1, T.A. Brown. Judge 2, J.A. Kofe. And Judge 3, Daniel Ablamete. Now introducing the boxer fighting up from the blue corner. And this evening decided to wear white trunks, yellow gloves, and white shoe to match. From the Black Panthers Boxing Gymnasium, under the tutelage of one of the trainees who is known to be called Coach Killer. And this is a boxer who comes to the ring with a weight of 130 pounds, official record 21 fights, 7 victories, 2 draws, and 12 defeats. Presenting to you the boxer who is also known to be called Agogo 500, Nii Noi Mensah. Now crossing over to the red corner, under the management of IMAX Boxing Promotions, under the leadership of Maxwell Tetteh. This is a boxer spotted in the blue, white, red trunks with yellow gloves to match, fighting out from the red corner. From the Panics Boxing Gymnasium, under the tutelage of Coach Yi. He came to the ring with a weight of 130.0 pounds. And this is the boxer who was the best boxer in the first season of the Ghana Professional Boxing League in 2022. He went home with a brand new car. And this is the boxer with the official record of 9 fights, no defeat, 9 wins, and 6 of the wins came by way of knockout with just a draw. Presenting to you the boxer who is also known to be called the Hitman, Charles Tetteh. Nii Noi Mensah is the man in charge of this fight.
The introductions over, and the boxers will be given their last set of instructions. It will be interesting to see how this bout goes. One for the old school, one for the new school. Nii Noi Mensah has been in and out of boxing. But of course, we all know the exploits of Charles Tetteh from season 1 of the Ghana Professional Boxing League, when he took the reins as the best boxer on the local scene. We've not seen him in action for a while.
Round
preparing
1.
feverishly for some tough encounters lined up ahead of him. Here we go with round 1. Featherweight contest, we're going 8 rounds. And Charles Tetteh in the red, blue, and white. Nii Noi Mensah in the white trunks. Determination clearly written on the face of Charles Tetteh. Caught up with him at the weigh-in yesterday, and he says he's keenly concentrating on big things ahead. We can only give him our support and wish him the very best. But it's good to see him back in the ring, showing the class and style that made him the best boxer in season 1. Planting his jabs and his punches quite well, with immaculate ease, I might add. Nii Noi Mensah gave Charles Tetteh a lot of respect during the weigh-in. Clearly believes that he's one of the boxers to look out for in the very near future. But of course, he's also got a long way to go. And Charles goes down. Well, he will take the mandatory 8. He is not too happy about that, but that will count as a knockdown.
Yeah, as Charles was just launching in, he didn't see that left check there from Nii Noi Mensah, and it landed clean on the chin of Charles, and there goes Charles. But Charles is in disbelief there, but that was a beautiful left check there from Nii Noi Mensah, as Charles was just getting into.
Well, we'll take a look at it again at the end of the round, see exactly what happened. But Charles looked very, very shocked and overwhelmed at the referee's decision to give him the mandatory 8 count. Anyway, we continue with round 1, and he increases the tempo a few notches as he takes the fight to Nii Noi, puts him in the corner, trades him the punches, goes in again. Nii Noi is at the receiving end. Charles showing him clearly what he is made of, and I'm sure he's been boiled up and fired up by that mandatory 8 count. It's more like a practice in the gym. Nii Noi still stands tall. Bell goes for the end of the round. I think that the exchanges in the final second.
At that moment, it's evident that Charles needs to retaliate from the punch that Noi Mensah gave to him in the first round. Second round coming up your way. Let's see how it's going to fare up.
Obviously a smart move by Charles Tetteh, trying to regain his composure and his reflexes after going down. Finished the first round quite well, and they go in again for the second round, and that was a clinical punch. Nii Noi's punch nearly overpowered Charles Tetteh. Still stands on his feet and will now have to give back. I'm sure this definitely will be a wake-up signal for him. Saw that coming in the first round and another one in the second.
Definitely, Prince, is a wake-up call for Charles Tetteh, because anytime he comes in, he forgets that he needs to have his right hand intact to serve as defense guard, and Noi Mensah have studied that. So anytime Charles steps in, he just launches in with that left hook, and it's very, very fast that Charles don't see it coming.
Fight getting very close now. Quick caution from referee, and the bout will continue.
And Prince, at the start of this bout, you said something. The old school versus the new school. And when we talk about old school, you know, old school has a lot of rich experience. New school is coming in with a lot of energy. And that is something we are seeing there. Noi Mensah is not really throwing a lot, but when he throws, he wants to land. Charles has a lot of energy, and he wants to launch in and pick up the rhythm. That is the two different fighters we are seeing here at the Bukom Boxing Arena. Charles Tetteh, Noi Mensah.
That's a big one there from Charles. Clip Nii Noi clearly on the chin. But again, gets quite close as the fight wears on. Nii Noi comes into this bout with a lot of experience. Don't forget, he's been in and out of the ring, and so he's amassed that wealth of experience under his sleeve. Both boxers now being quite cautious and careful. Couple of jabs trying to push Nii Noi away to the ropes. Nii Noi comes back in, heavily guarding that right side of his.
Well, Prince, at this point in time, you can see that both fighters are sizing each other very well, you know, at the Bukom Boxing Arena.
Here we go, round 3. It's a loaded night. It's packed with action. Featherweight contest scheduled for 8 rounds between Charles Tetteh and Nii Noi Mensah. Charles Tetteh tries to go in again. threatening with that left jab of his, and the quick right will do the follow-up. But Nii Noi, so far so good. He's also keeping the jabs, letting the jabs go, keeping his opponent at bay. Not much of a difference in height, but Charles Tetteh came into the ring 0.9 of a pound heavier than his opponent.
Well, let's see how it goes, because at the points in time, tactical approach from both fighters, as Charles Tetteh trying to up the rhythm here. Nii Noi Mensah backing up the ropes, but he's trying as much as possible to also fight back. Charles Tetteh launches in again, but that was a good head movement there from Nii Noi Mensah, as he got a success there from the luck punch. He targeted the midsection of Charles, getting to the center stage of the fight here. Nii Noi Mensah picking up the pace here. Charles Tetteh also trying to retaliate there. He picked the midsection of Nii Noi Mensah, trying to establish a jab there, and Charles Tetteh going in with a flurry of punches. Nii Noi Mensah holding on firm there. Referee steps in. Fight regains. Charles Tetteh launching in there. Nii Noi Mensah, stand look there from Nii Noi Mensah. Charles Tetteh picking up the paces. Word of caution to Nii Noi Mensah.
Well, anyway, I'll tell you what, during the weigh-in, I asked Nii Noi whether he fancied his chances of doing well in the fight tonight, and guess what he told me? Charles Tetteh is my grandson.
Wow.
And so it's a grandfather-grandson affair. But obviously the grandfather would want to teach the son a lesson or two. Quick opening up by Charles. He tries to open up again. Good reflex of a defense from Nii Noi. And Nii Noi trying to work with that left of his. He's missed a couple of times.
He's also holding on with Charles Tetteh. And as you said, a grandfather and a grandson affair going on here at the Bukom Boxing Arena. Nana Sam Gold.
So round number 4 coming up, and Charles Tetteh, in the first season you had a boxer who would come in very strong in the first 3-4 rounds and pick out his opponent within a flash, but in this very season you are seeing Charles Tetteh starting slowly and sometimes even enduring knockdowns before coming back. And there you have Charles releasing a flurry of punches. Noi Mensah, the man known as a go-go, he almost went through the ropes there. But anyway, I was talking about Charles Tetteh's form in season 1 as compared to season 2, and information from his camp tells me that he has endured bouts of sicknesses which may have had some effects on his game. But hey, regardless of those experiences, Charles Tetteh definitely an asset in Ghana boxing. Is one who is tipped to bring glory on the world stage in terms of boxing. For some years now, we've been having a drought of world titles, and he's one of those who has been marked out to annex a title, of course, for Mother Ghana, Charles Yao Tetteh. But tonight he is facing an experienced and resilient, a very, very coy opponent in the man known as Agogo. This Agogo is not a footballer. This one is a rugged, experienced, wily boxer. And why?
Well, that was Nana Sam Gold, Agogo. But this time around, a boxer Agogo. Charles Tetteh having some success there on Nii Noi Mensah as he throws flurry of punches. Cornering Nii Noi Mensah there. Nii Noi Mensah also tries to retaliate there with some flurry of punches. Charles Tetteh tries to regain himself and a left punch there from Nii Noi Mensah, and Nii Noi Mensah is edging on Charles to come on. Let's trade. If you want us to trade, let's trade. And that was a right punch there from Charles Tetteh that landed on the face of Nii Noi Mensah. Noi Mensah notices, he gets it for a clinch game.
And why the ropes saved Nii Noi Mensah from a knockdown. He would have gone down if not the ropes. Nii Noi Mensah would have gone down. Ferocious display from Charles Tetteh, the man known as the hitman, and the bell goes for the end of this round. Very, very close affair, NY. Even as we go into the penultimate round in this very encounter, Charles Tetteh, Nii Noi Mensah, I love to call him Agogo.
Well, let's see how Agogo, the boxer, in the name of Nii Noi Mensah, fares up with Charles Tetteh as we head into the fifth round of this featherweight contest. This is scheduled for 8 rounds, so you may know. Fight is on a halt here, but referee makes sure the fight regains, and both boxers steps into the center stage of the ring to handle business here. Nii Noi Mensah and Charles Tetteh. As Charles was setting in, and Nii Noi Mensah tried to check him with a left, but this time he didn't have success. And Charles Tetteh trying to turn off the heat on Nii Noi Mensah. Nii Noi Mensah holding on, not giving Charles the space to have success. And that was a left check there from Charles Tetteh. That land clean on Nii Noi Mensah. Nii Noi Mensah felt that punch. And is Charles going to follow up with that punch there? Nii Noi Mensah is holding on. Nii Noi Mensah and Charles Tetteh. Charles is trying to check in to see if he can get close to Nii Noi Mensah and land, but Noi is still holding on, but the referee steps in. And a word of caution there. Referee Nikoi Kote to Nii Noi Mensah. This is scheduled for 8 rounds. Charles Tetteh and Nii Noi Mensah. Let's see, Charles Tetteh steps in again. He's trying to follow up flurry of punches, but Nii Noi Mensah constantly goes in for the clinch game. And Charles is furious about it, but Nii Noi Mensah is still holding on with his game plan. Let's see if Charles can have some success here. Charles is steadying, and right check there from Charles Tetteh. Nii Noi Mensah also tried to retaliate there, and around and right and left there from Charles Tetteh. As he steps in with some success there, Nii Noi Mensah trying to hold on. Charles is not falling for the clinch game. He wants to still turn up the heat. Nii Noi Mensah back the ropes. Charles Tetteh still stepping up the pressure. Referee Nikoi Kote steps in. The fight regains. Is it going to be Charles Tetteh? Is it going to be Nii Noi Mensah? Last 10 seconds to go. And as Charles steps in, Nii Noi Mensah try as much as possible to go in for the clinch game.
Round number 6 here in this super featherweight encounter. Charles Tetteh, Nii Noi Mensah, in a run by the records of Nii Noi Mensah. Nii Noi Mensah, he fought against Otto Joseph for the WABO title, the West Africa Boxing Union title, in 2018 October, and he lost by stoppage in round number 5. He went back He went back to Nigeria in 2021. August, he lost again to Ridwan Oyekola. And as the fight still continues.
All right, so let's go on. The heat is going on here. This is the 6th round of the featherweight contest between Charles Tetteh and Nii Noi Mensah. This is scheduled for 8 rounds, and Charles is turning up the heat on Nii Noi Mensah. And still Nii Noi Mensah is holding on. Referee steps in to separate both boxers. And let's see Charles as he's sizing up his opponent. So as Nii Noi Mensah also reading his opponent, and Charles comes in, but Nii Noi Mensah shows some good head movement there, backing up the ropes. And there was a left check there from Nii Noi Mensah to Charles. Charles took it well there. Charles wants to retaliate. Uppercut there, miss from Charles. Left hook miss from Nii Noi Mensah. Nii Noi bucks the rope there. Charles pulling up the pressure. Charles setting up some uppercut there. Nii Noi Mensah retaliating. And that was a give and take there from 2 boxers there. They go at each other and the fans are loving it. Nii Noi Mensah having some success. Charles Tetteh also landed a couple of punches. And Buko boxing arena erupts. They love what they are seeing here in the ring. Charles Tetteh, Nii Noi Mensah leaving up the bill. And they go again. Charles Tetteh, wild miss there from him. Nii Noi Mensah holding on. And the referee steps in to separate both boxers. But they step in again. Charles Tetteh. Let's see if he can have some success. Goes in with a flurry of punches, and Nii Noi Mensah retaliates with a left punch there. That land clean on Charles Tetteh. Nii Noi Mensah is having some success on the left punches. And he's having success on Charles Tetteh with those left swift hooks from Nii Noi Mensah. He always does that to check Charles Tetteh when Charles is coming in strong. And there goes the bell. What a way to end the round. Nii Noi Mensah and Charles Tetteh.
Here we go, round 7.
So here we go, the 7th round of the featherweight contest between Charles Tetteh and Nii Noi Mensah. This fight has really lived up to the bill. So much things to talk about in each round. As the fight grows, each round has its heat that comes up with. Each round has its rhythm that places the fans to be up on their feet. Charles Tetteh, Nii Noi Mensah.
And why you see the kind of game that Nii Noi is playing, he knows that he is not too high on stamina, and so he doesn't spend too much energy. He just backpedals, allows Charles to come in and lands those huge counters, still backpedaling. That is the mark of a veteran. And even as he goes back and leans on those ropes, he hits 2 huge punches to the face, but he takes them well, never even flinching under those punches. Those huge punches from Charles Tetteh, not really having that toll on Nii Noi Mensah. Charles having to dig really deep in this very fight. Round 7, one more round after this. A very, very close to call fight. But I have Charles slightly ahead, even at this point. And I think that maybe the ring marshals would want to work on the ropes. They are a bit too loose for my liking. Fight continues. Charles Tetteh still on the aggressive side. Nii Noi Mensah, he goes from a penalty kind of clinch. I remember this clinch when Sweet Pea penalty fought against our owner Berima Azuma Nelson, and referee penalizes Nii Noi Mensah by a point for that unorthodox way of clinching. I call it a penalty Sweet Pea Whittaker style of clinching. Huge right hand to the jaw of Nii Noi Mensah, and NY, would that point deduction have an effect on the score so far?
Well, yes, indeed, it's going to have an effect because when you see this is a close fight, and in close fights, you don't want to miss or you don't want to get your point being deducted. Nii Noi Mensah should know better because this is a close fight, and you don't want at this point in time your point being deducted. But the fight still regains. Let's see how they're going to fare out. And there goes the bell. They are gearing up for the last round.
Edward Addo, the bellman, sounding the 8th and final round of this fixture. This is the Ghana Professional Boxing League. Charles Tetteh in blue and white trunks, Hitman inscription, and Nii Noi Mensah, all white trunks, white boots to match. Charles lands a couple of jabs, pinning Noi to the ropes, landing a huge right to the jaw. Nii Noi never flinching. Nii Noi enjoys relaxing on those ropes, eating a variety of shots from Charles Tetteh. NY.
Well, I think if not those ropes, we might see Nii Noi Mensah hitting the canvas. The ropes is really aiding Nii Noi Mensah there, and it seems he have a bit of advantage and success there. That is why he keeps backing up the ropes. But let's see how Charles pile up the pressure on Nii Noi Mensah as he steps in, and both fighters get into the clinch game. Referee steps in, separate both boxers. Fight regains. Nii Noi Mensah, Charles Tetteh. Nii Noi Mensah steps back as Charles comes in. Wild uppercut there, miss from Charles Tetteh. Left check there from Nii Noi Mensah. Wild miss there from Nii Noi Mensah as Charles Tetteh steps in. And the fighter is very close. Very, very close. Referee steps in to separate both boxers. Referee's having a hard time there dealing with these two fighters. Very close fight there between Nii Noi Mensah and Charles Tetteh. And Charles trying to read his opponent, see if he can get a launching attack there, but Nii Noi Mensah senses it, steps back to the ropes, and there goes a clinch game from both fighters. It's the last round now, and the referee having a hard time separating both fighters. Nii Noi Mensah goes to the midsection of Charles. Charles closing up the gap there to see if he can get some success on Nii Noi Mensah. Nii Noi Mensah holding on, steps back there. Charles Tetteh steps in. Now Nii Noi Mensah showboating there. Tries to pick up the pace there. Try to land some couple of body shots on Charles Tetteh. But Charles stepping in with a left check there from Charles Tetteh. And Charles comes in strong, but Nii Noi Mensah noticed that, and he just goes in for the clinch. Referee having some hard time there between both boxers. Charles Tetteh was furious, complaining something to the referee, and Charles chases on Nii Noi Mensah. Let's see if he can get some success. And wow, miss there from Charles as he steps in, and Nii Noi Mensah goes in for the clinch game. And there goes the bell. Nii Noi Mensah, Charles Tetteh. What a way to end the fight. What a fight. And after the fight, both boxers showing good sportsmanship there.
Interesting from start to finish. Both boxers have given their best. We saw the youthful exuberance of the season one winner, Charles Tetteh, against the strong, resilient power of experienced Nii Noi Mensah. They all took it down to the wire, to the very final round. And I'm sure that expectantly, we will all be waiting to see the outcome. A little bit of rough tactics employed by Nii Noi during the bout, had a point deducted from his scorecards. But that notwithstanding, he gave off his best. And anytime the going got tough, he had to employ the clinch method.
Shall we please put our hands together for the two boxes? Now we have the verdicts. Judge 1 scored about 78 to 73. Judge number 2 scored about 78 to 73. And judge number 3 also scored about 73, 78 to 73. So by a unanimous point decision, ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the boxer, Charles